Hi, my name is Mercy. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, so today I was reminded of something that I wish I would have learned a long time ago. However, well, it took a long time for me to learn it. And today one of my mentees came up with this question, and so I thought maybe I make a video and reach out to a few more people other than just the one person. Okay, so when I started working, somebody gave me some piece of advice, which honestly speaking, I know it meant came from a good place, but I wish you would not have given me this piece of advice. And I wish I would not have listened. So the piece of advice that she gave me was work hard and your work will speak for itself. No, 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 no. Work is not loud enough. Work is not loud enough. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to clarify what you've done. You need to make people know your worth. You need to let people know what you're doing, how you're doing it, when you're doing it. Silence does not help. So, why did this come up? So, one of my mentees reached out to me today. She's having an issue at work, and one of the issues that she's having at work is the fact that her one of the colleagues that she's working with has the boss's ear a bit too much. The boss really listens to this person, and she gets all the credit for all the group work that they do. Old me would have told her, oh, just keep your head down. The boss will eventually see through this person, and you will get the credit that you deserve and all that. But I have learned through a few bad experiences that sometimes speak up for yourself, okay? I'm the kind of person, maybe this is just how I grew up, but I find it very hard to take credit for something. I share the credit with everybody who helped, and when nobody helped, I feel very embarrassed when somebody congratulates me. I never know what to say. You know, when somebody says, oh, you did this awesomely, I say thank you, but I don't know what else to say. You know, I feel like they're putting me up there, and it's hard for me to accept the compliments. So this is probably because I kind of always did things in groups. It's only very recently that I've actually started doing things as me and not as a group. So even when I do something as me, or even when I'm the leader, I just don't know how to accept compliments, right? I'm working on that though. And one of the other things that was a problem was the fact that I used to imagine that the boss is going to figure out that this other person did not do as much as they say they did, or it's going to be obvious that this was a group thing, or it's going to be obvious that some other people helped and things like that. Even when I was working on something, I used to tend to say, okay, I'm going to work on it in silence, and then when I've finished it, that's when now I can show what I have been doing. Now, the problem with this is what you're doing is not visible, and sometimes by the time you are able to actually show what it is you are doing, then it's really late. You get what I mean? I don't know what to. There are quite a few times when I did something and somebody else got the credit, and I didn't even know how to say that I was part of that, because then it just looks like you're being bitter that somebody else is getting the credit. So that's not something that I would wish for anybody, because it makes you really feel bad when somebody does that, and it totally affects you. It affects you, even your performance, even your productivity, and it becomes a rolling thing, because then now the next thing you're supposed to be doing, you don't focus on it because you're feeling bad about what happened there previously. Everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what your achievements have been, no matter what your failures have been, everybody wants to be acknowledged for something good that they did. And I think that is something that many of us forget. Many of us forget that we should that we should actually be looking at what we've done and just, all this small things like that. And work towards a promotion, work towards a pay rise, work towards, everybody is working towards something. And, especially if you're employed, you're not just, even if you're employed in the humanitarian sector and you're working because you love the mission, you also want the reward that comes with it. If you didn't want the reward, then you would volunteer. So the fact that you're there working, getting a salary, you need to feel like you're rewarded. And these rewards tend to come more to people who speak up or people who are visible. And we tend to let our work speak for us. But unless your work is really super good, that there is no mistaking. If you're in sales, for example, your numbers will speak for you. You don't even need to say anything. It will be obvious who's done a big more work than the other one. However, when you're in something that requires joint effort, you have to be louder than the next person in explaining what you have done. And I feel like that is the most important thing that somebody can actually do. Okay, so the one thing I wish that this friend would have told me back then when I was starting off is that work hard, be supportive, but don't do it to the detriment of your own future. And if you're able to make sure, look out for these people who really know how to stack up to the boss. Look really watch these people who tend to always be at the right place, saying the right thing, and just look out for those people, because this is how other people get promoted and other people don't. So sometimes just be selfish and think about yourself. It's good to think about others, but sometimes stop and think about yourself. Okay, so I hope that this advice comes to somebody who needs it, and see you soon in the next video.